Democrats are rejecting guidance from the Justice Department, which Mueller has requested, directing him to focus solely on the unredacted report and the portion of his report. Listen.
You don't think they have any authority to instruct him in that way? Must he comply with that letter?
No, he must. No, he does not have to comply with that letter. He doesn't work for them, and that letter asks things that are beyond the power of the agency to ask, even if he still worked for them.
Let's bring in Bret Baier, anchor of Special Report and our chief political anchor. Bret, always great to see you. The Mueller, report is public. At least 400-some pages of it are. And do you actually think Democrats are only going to stick to the public portion of that when they ask them the questions?
I missed the beginning there because the audio was a little mixed up there, Julie. But let me just say one thing.
Yeah.
The fact that you had that soundbite from the Attorney General saying that that Mueller himself requested this letter that essentially reiterated what the special counsel, now former special counsel, said to reporters after that report was put out there, that he would stick to the letter of what's in the 400-plus page report, is significant, because you had Jerry Nadler saying, listen, they shouldn't have done that, and this is the wrong move for the DOJ to send this letter. It was at the request of Mueller. So that tells you a lot, potentially, of what we could be looking at tomorrow.
Yeah, so he can ask not to be asked about anything other than the public 400-plus pages of that report. But what's to say Democrats are actually going to go by that? Because the Democrats are, they've read the whole thing, many of them. I don't know about all of them. I don't know if they're going to really stick to that. So is this just going to be a complete mess? Because they're going to want to ask questions that aren't necessarily in that public report.
I mean, it could be. It could be pretty messy. We've seen many times before, as you know, that these hearings that are covered extensively end up being, opportunities to be in the spotlight for these lawmakers who are, trying to make a campaign commercial for back home. The hope on the Democratic side is to have Mueller lay out in soundbite form the report, so that the people who didn't read it, and there are a lot of Americans who didn't, can see and hear what they say is extremely significant, and definitely on the Russian interference and what they did accomplish. There's a lot of concern about that.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi apparently has got a big plan. She's laying it out in a 6-page memo that she's going to be sending out to Democrats today, basically issuing a directive that she wants to continue this Mueller report into the fall. So they're not done with this yet. Whether or not they get what they want out of Mueller or not tomorrow, they're not done with Mueller. They're not laying this to rest. Why don't you tell us what that's all about?
Well, it's about continuing this pitch. They believe that they can try to instruct the American people on the road to impeachment. And it's a dangerous road, because the American people at some point, if push comes to shove and it's not really made, the case is not made, will make a determination as you head into the election how important that is. You do not see a lot of Democratic candidates talking about impeachment on the campaign trail again and again and again. And we will probably see more of this questioning about this for the Democratic debate later on this week.
Let's just talk about potential questions that they have, both Republicans and the Democrats. There's a New York Times op-ed. The acting Solicitor General under President Obama says that you only need to ask the special counsel 3 questions, and then he laid them out. So I want to know what you think. Mr. Mueller, the president said your report found, in his words, no collusion, no obstruction, complete and total exoneration. Question 1, first, did your report find there was no collusion? Second, did your report find there was no obstruction? And third, did your report give the president complete and total exoneration? What do you think of those questions?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what Democrats want to get to. I think that Mueller can weave his way through there and point back to the report. As is written there, he found no criminal conspiracy. He didn't indict anyone on either the conspiracy with the Russians or the obstruction. Obviously, he made the conclusion, according to the report, that he couldn't go forward with an indictment of the president, but he could have done a lot of other people and charged them with obstruction, and he didn't. So Republicans, on the flip side, will ask, when did you know that there was not a conspiracy charge moving forward in this report? Was it before the midterm elections? That'll be a big question. And then they'll ask, but probably won't get answers, on the beginning of the probe and how it all started.
This is going to be good stuff. You're going to be watching it from D.C., special coverage tomorrow. So we'll be watching you watching this. I can't wait.
Just to make sure, we are covering starting at 8 a.m.
Yes.
Martha McCallum and I will be anchoring this coverage throughout the day.
Yeah, for some reason, there were those out there that thought we wouldn't. What, are you crazy? Why would we miss this? I got a front seat right here. All right.
Thanks,
Thank you
Sheila.
so much, Brett Baer. We'll be watching.